Every human being has either flown on an airplane or is waiting to fly on an airplane. So we're just going to be looking at some very funny and nice maneuvers and then giving you some insights into airplanes and how they operate in this video. Now, focus on the screen behind me. You'll find out that when it comes to the aircraft industry all over the world, there has been two major key players in commercial airplanes, which is Boeing and Airbus, what most of you call Boeing 737, 747, and the Airbus. Now, you find out that the manufacturing process for both kinds of airplane are different. With Airbus, you have more pricier custom airplanes, and you can see that their airplanes are usually on the high end side of airplane finish. They go through a lot of stress testing. They will go through a lot of problem thrown at them. Look at, like, this is a stress test for the wings of a plane, bending all the wings the way they like with the intention to make them break and all of that. Now, that's one of the things that Airbus and Boeing have not been able to agree upon. Boeing will tell you that most of the tests and most of the things that are being talked about, or that Airbus is putting their planes through, are not really things that actually happen in real life or that happen during flights. But some people will say better safe than sorry. So basically, over the years, you've had Boeing doing a lot of home run when it comes to air commercial flight supplies to most airline manufacturers all over the world. But recently, Airbus has come up with some numbers, because they did very well in 2022. They did very well in 2023 as well, and they're even looking to do even better this 2024. Boeing, on the other hand, has also been doing relatively well, because whether it's military aircraft, private aircraft, general commercial planes, which commercial planes are usually the most expensive planes on the lot right now. It's like you buying a luxurious vehicle and you buying a town car or a saloon car that the family drives for weekend. The price can never be the same. So that's why private jets are a lot more cheaper. Private jets usually from the range of $2 million, and you can get private jets for $2 million, $3 million, and the likes. But the cheapest commercial plane runs from about $280 million, and like that. That's the cheapest nice commercial plane. I'm not talking about planes that you need to actually begin to pray before you get to your destination. So you see, commercial planes are like the expensive part, but then they are used to make money, so it's understandable that they are more expensive than private jets, which are just luxury items that can just carry maximum 6 people at a time. We're talking about commercial airlines that can carry up to 1,000 people, 500 people on one flight, 300 people, and the likes, depending on the size. So they are not going to be priced the same. Then we have military aircraft. Military aircraft are usually built to fly both cold, wet, dry, all kinds of conditions, because nobody wants to hear that a mission was delayed because it was raining or because the snow was much, or because, no, when the military want to move, it's usually a precision thing, and that requires on time delivery of whatever they're taking to the site of operation. And they don't want to hear excuses. They just want the thing to be done when it's needed to be done. So military aircraft are usually tested for every kind of extreme environment, because they can't say no when the mission says go. So military aircraft are usually very expensive as well, and they don't carry much. Most times, maybe to carry payload, to truck equipment down to the scene of battle and all that. And because of the rising nature of military activities all over the world, military consultants for aircraft have been doing fairly well this past years. You've had them do great numbers in sales of aircraft to various militaries all over the world, even in Africa. The African military is beginning to do a lot more of purchasing when it comes to Tucano jets, fighter jets, and all of the rest, basically. So it's been a very good year for the aircraft or the airline industry, or the aviation industry. And when they want to test most of these aircraft, they put them in a giant freezer. You get like a very big freezer, put them in icy conditions. Can you operate? If you can't operate, then you don't meet the bar to be deployed. So Airbus and Boeing and every other airline manufacturer out there knows that our equipment need to stand the toughest, harshest conditions ever and be able to still fly and be able to still get to their destination safely. Snowing conditions, bad terrain, poor visibility, all these are no excuses. Your plane is required to fly even in all of this. However, for commercial flights, they are not as taxed as military aircraft, because when it comes to commercial flights, once the weather says no, nobody's flying. Every civilian wants to just stand down and stay where they are until whenever the airline is good enough, or whenever the weather is good enough to fly. That's